How does a tiny company from Perth, worth under $100 million in market cap, go to becoming a leading global lithium producer worth over $15 billion? From its lows, it's up not hundreds, but thousands of %. And all of this has happened in just a few short years. Well, today we're going to discuss and unpack the story of Pilbara Minerals, and this is going to be one that you want to watch and understand. We all know the trends. The lithium market is soaring. Supply can't come online fast enough to cope with the rapidly rising demand. Of course, we've done many videos on the channel unpacking the lithium sector, so if you want to see one of those, we'll leave a link after this one. But for now, we're going to focus on the story of PLS. Pilbara Minerals is a fascinating one. They've been a leading light, a real bellwether for the lithium sector. Of course, it's fascinating to understand their growth story and their trajectory, but it's also interesting to understand the template and the pathway that they've provided for other aspiring lithium developers and upcoming producers for how they can scale moving forward. From essentially what was a startup project to becoming a leading ASX 100 name, Pilbara Minerals have over $800 million in cash. They've got the potential to be hugely cash generative moving forward as well with the elevated lithium prices. But of course, Pilbara Minerals are not only a global lithium producer, they've got aspirations and are moving towards downstream and chemicals as well. They also have future focused plans to upscale their spodumene production, and we'll unpack all of this. But for now, let's talk about the Pilbara story. So Pilbara were early to the lithium space. Just as their Pilgangoora project was coming online, the lithium downturn commenced. As we all know, and downturns happen, companies are forced to go lean, they're forced to cut costs, and to really be as efficient as they can. Pilbara Minerals were able to do this and emerge out the other side, a much more efficient operation, and they also did refinance during this period. And to really give you an understanding, because of course a lot of investors now are wondering how long does it take to bring lithium projects online? We can look at the Pilbara model as a bit of an example. From their first drill hole to production, it took them over 4 years, and it's worth noting as well that they're still scaling up their production now. So there are long lead times and these projects do take time. Of course, Pilbara then famously purchased the Pilgangoora Project, the former Altura operation as well, which has really helped them to bolster out their scale. And so before talking about the long-term aspirations and the ASX PLS opportunity, let's think about where Pilbara Minerals is currently positioned. They've emerged as a true leading blue chip. They're on the ASX 100 index now. And looking at some of their numbers for FY22, they truly were incredible. Around $1.2 billion in revenue, over $800 million in EBITDA, and $800 million plus cash in the bank as well. So Pilbara Minerals operation centres around their Pilgangoora project. This is located in Western Australia. It's a tier 1 asset. It's got 2 plants and up to 580,000 tonnes of nameplate capacity. This is for the base operation. However, Pilbara have approved an FID for expansion of another 100,000 tonnes, but they're not finished there. They're currently undertaking feasibilities and trying to move towards an FID for a 1 million tonne capacity of spodumene concentrate. Of course, this is a significant amount of capacity to bring online. There is a market out there that's searching and yearning for lithium to help to fuel the EV transition. And ultimately, there's also going to be a significant amount of unallocated lithium as well if they are able to bring online their 1 million tonnes, which they'll be able to sell through their battery materials exchange platform, which we'll talk about in a second. But if you did want to help our expansion pathway, you can do that by making sure you've subscribed, turn your bell notifications on as well, and you won't miss any of the videos on our channel. And so that then brings us to the Pilbara Minerals Battery Materials Exchange platform. This is a digital platform that Pilbara pioneered. Ultimately, it provides them with the opportunity to sell their unallocated lithium into the spot market. They've had 9 auctions, and really the chart here speaks for itself. As we can see, the most recent sale was for over $7,000 for SC6. But what's really fascinating about Pilbara's BMX auctions is it gives us an insight into the trends and the trajectory for the lithium market in real time. Obviously, Pilbara get the opportunity as well to sell into a more efficient market versus contracts which can operate with a lag. And Pilbara are going to continue to feed into this BMX auction, particularly as they uplift their capacity, because they will have more and more lithium that they're able to sell onto prospective customers. As we talked about at the top of the video, Pilbara Minerals are not content with just being an exclusive lithium spodumene producer. They're moving into the downstream and trying to get the exposure to the opportunities and the margins that the chemical space can provide. They've got a number of interesting ventures that are currently emerging. One in the midstream space is with Calix. ASX CXL is another ASX listed company, and they're working on a lithium salts project for the midstream space. If successful, this is attracting a lot of investor attention because it has the ability to potentially reduce carbon intensivity, as well as the opportunity to provide Pilbara the chance to expand their reach into new and emerging markets because of the reduction in terms of transport and logistics needs. They're currently undertaking feasibilities in this space. They've completed a scoping study already, and all eyes will be on a potential demonstration plant FID for the midstream lithium salt project. It is an R&D one, so it's going to be fascinating to see what emerges. And then in the downstream space, Pilbara Minerals have got a joint venture with the leading global player, Posco. Posco are investing heavily into the EV battery materials supply chain. And this is for a lithium hydroxide plant, 43,000 tonnes per annum, which is going to be globally significant. Pilbara Minerals have an 18% equity in this with a call option to uplift this to 30%. And of course, we all know about the rapidly elevated margins that we're seeing. Lithium carbonate is selling for around $70,000 tonne per annum. So getting exposure to this downstream space with the lithium hydroxide plant is going to be fascinating. Pilbara Minerals story continues to emerge. Drop in a comment, let us know where you think it heads from here. And here's another video you can check out in the lithium space if you want to understand the supply and demand dynamics that we have been discussing. Hope you enjoyed this video. For now, stay well and happy investing.